Three blind mice, three blind mice, see how they run.
Hey guys, welcome aboard. The Three Blind Mice invited me, well, Polly from the Three Blind Mice over at Fat Guy Productions invited me to their monthly build off, and I'm super glad to take part in this. So, the build off was the Chevy X-Men, and uh, I've been a fan of the X-Men since probably 1982. And you see on the side there is Storm. And Storm was always my favorite X-Men. I know most people like Wolverine and Cyclops and the rest of them, and I do like them, but Storm has always been my favorite. So I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, how do I make this special? And I wasn't really sure. I looked at the casting and looked at the casting, and took it apart and I looked at it and I looked at it and I still wasn't sure what I was gonna do. And so trying to go with the Storm theme, I stripped it and still thinking about it. And it was driving me crazy because this was my first Three Blind Mice build and I wanted to do something kind of special. So put in the stripper, let it sit. Probably overnight. I don't remember. I did that about 2 weeks ago. Then got my little brush and cleaned it up. Still thinking about it, and thinking about it, and thinking about it. And sat down and I watched the X-Men movie, the first one. The rest of them are kind of silly, but anyway. Um, and I decided, yep, I'm gonna do Storm. Well, how can I uh, best represent her powers? Storm had the power to control the weather, and that allowed her to fly and make storms happen. And I thought about it and thought about it, and I looked at the package and looked up some stuff on the Marvel website and whatnot, and I decided to do something special. I'm going to hand paint some lightning, which you will see in a little while. So, I painted miniatures for a long time, and I've been really working on different fading techniques. And so, what I did was I primed the front probably 3/4 white, and then I primed the back quarter black. Then I went over it with some Tamiya mica. And no, I don't paint this fast, obviously. I think I sped this up about 3 times. So, and the whole time I'm doing this, my 5-year-old daughter was talking to me, and she loves to watch me paint. And so for Christmas, some of you might know I live in Japan and they do they're called lucky bags. And so we went to Hamley's toy store, my wife and I, and we were looking around and they had some Crayola lucky bags. And so we bought it. It was about $60 and get about $100 worth of product in it. And uh, it had a little pump airbrush. And so I've been kind of teaching her how to hairbrush. Anyway, back to the build. So I used the Tamiya mica blue, and I didn't thin it enough. I use it basically straight out of the bottle, and it came out and it was kind of spitting. And you can see because I graduated the primer, the it gave it a nice fade, but what you really can't see here is that the spitting made it kind of splatter. You can kind of see it right there. But I decided that I wasn't going to strip it and start again, that it would kind of be like a starry night. So, so another thing that I've been looking at is Ryan over at Cephalopod Studios. I backed his Kickstarter, and with these, they're called Cuttlefish Colors, and they're really great. Love to give a shout out to Ryan, and I'll try and link his Facebook page in the description. But one of the things that I did a long time ago when I was painting BattleTech miniatures is I was making a mercenary company called Storm Riders, and all the battle mechs were based. I think I made them bronze, and then I did a lightning pattern over that. And so what I'm doing here is I'm going with a dark blue, and then a medium blue, and then a white. And if you see there, you can really see the speckling. But I think in the long run, it came out right. So after I did the base coats, I did seal it. I used a clear coat on it, and I should have used a matte because the brush paint really didn't want to go on, and I had thinned it a little bit, but because it didn't have anything to really stick to. So, but as you can see here, I just kind of free-handed a lightning pattern. Then I went, like I said, over with a lighter shade of blue. I really enjoyed doing this. It was very calming for me, and that's why I started. Um, that's why I started customizing Hot Wheels anyway. I like to paint um, landscapes quite a bit, and it helps me deal with some of my issues. I was in the Army for about 24 years, and uh, I picked up some kind of bad habits, and painting helps me calm down and whatnot. It doesn't really look 100% like real lightning, but again, Storm shoots lightning out of her hands, or she calls it down from the sky, and I thought that this would be a pretty good representation. So, like I said, I went dark blue, light blue, and then I went with off white to kind of highlight the lightning. And then when I got all the roof and the hood done, I was like, man, I want to do some other stuff, but I'm not really a very good portrait painter. So, sort of my idea was going to try and paint Storm on the side, and I thought about putting some decals or tampos or something on, but um, after I got this far, this took me a good 2.5 hours to get to here, and if I knew if I screwed it up, I'd have to start all over again. So I decided, you know what, Storm would be happy about, just the lightning. It's a representation. So then when I got the blue and the whites in, then I went over, and not the whole thing, but in various locations I put some gold in just to give it a little highlight, just a little something different. And unfortunately in this light you really can't see the difference, but hopefully in the big reveal you'll be able to see. I took some stills of it, and you can see it a little bit better. So anyway, here it is. There you can see the gold and whatnot. I did some highlighting, put the tail lights in. I didn't really do anything with the tires. It's on Real Riders already. So there it is. I'd like to thank the guys at the Three Blind Mice for inviting me to this build. I really appreciate it. I love all of their work, and I know that there's a bunch of other builders in on this, and I wish everybody the best of luck with their builds. I can't wait to watch their videos. I'll get a list and put it in the description below. But I really hope that you like this. I hope you like and subscribe, share it with your friends. Thanks. This is Gunslinger, and I'm out of here.